wherein he was initially charged with murder. He's pleaded to voluntary manslaughter on that charge. Then he has also pleaded to count 2 of that indictment, 2004 GS 46-01-220A, for possession of a firearm and the commission of a violent crime. It's also pleaded indictment 2014 GS 46-01-221 for armed robbery, and indictment 2014 GS 46-01-222 for criminal conspiracy. He's pleaded guilty as charged to each of these indictments. The defendant has a number of other pending charges that are related to his charges that came out of an investigation into the 715 Fan, which is a group that appears to be a gang that comes out of Rock Hill. As part of the plea agreement, Your Honor, we've agreed in principle as to these charges, but not to the final indictments that he will plead to in those charges. We've agreed that as long as he works out a plea with us regarding these, that they would run concurrent to the sentence that he would receive under the manslaughter and armed robbery charges.
Do you understand what this hearing is about today?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, as to the charges that I have gone over with you, you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to each of those charges. How do you choose to plead to the charges?
Guilty.
On all four of the charges?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Emmanuel, my information is that you are 19 years of age. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How far did you go with your education?
11th grade.
Did you ever get a GED?
No, sir.
Have you ever attempted to get a GED?
No, sir.
Are you married?
No, sir.
Do you have children?
Yes, sir.
How many?
1.
What age is that child?
Newborn.
Well, so months, less than a year.
Yes, sir.
Okay, does that child live in your home if you're not incarcerated?
No, sir.
Now, when you were arrested, were you employed anywhere?
Yes, sir.
And where were you working?
Employment Plus in Charlotte, North Carolina.
And was that some type of service that provided employees to people?
Yes, sir.
And where were you actually working?
In a warehouse.
All right, so you got a warehouse job.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Mr. Emmanuel, has anyone done anything to you, such as put pressure on you, tried to intimidate you, threaten you? In other words, done anything to try to force you to offer the pleas that you're offering to the court?
No, sir.
So are you offering these pleas of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
Are you offering that plea because you are in fact guilty of the charges that you're pleading to?
Yes, sir.
The co-defendants in the case, Dontavian, Kwame White, and Maurice Burris, attend Renaissance Academy school here in Rock Hill. That day, Mr. White approached Logan Hughes, who's a friend of theirs and a fellow classmate there at Renaissance, and asked him if he knew where he could buy some marijuana. Offered Logan some money if he would help him find someone to sell him some. So Logan talked to some of his friends and found out a place where he could go. So Mr. Hughes had to go up to the house to introduce these folks and get the deal done. And as he did and went up to the house, when the door was open, this defendant and Mr. Burris went inside, and immediately upon going inside, the defendant here, Mr. Abbdul Emmanuel, had a pistol. He had the pistol pulled right as he went into the door. He pointed at the young men who were inside. The victim in this case was actually sitting down and had a sawed-off shotgun with a pistol grip on his lap, which was just kind of laying, facing a little bit down, according to what the witnesses said. He had a video game controller in one hand that he was trying to play a video game with, and he was on the phone with his girlfriend in the other. The defendant immediately demanded that Mr. Hughes move out of his way. There was some words said at that point, and he fired his gun 3 times, striking the victim in the chest and in the leg. And the chest wound, unfortunately, was fatal almost immediately. He lived for some period of time and was taken by ambulance, but was dead basically by the time he arrived at PNC.
Emmanuel, you were present. Did you hear what the solicitor told you about the facts?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you understand what he said?
Yes, sir.
Is that information correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Emmanuel, I'm going to accept your plea today. I'm not sentencing you today. I will defer sentencing at this point in time. I will advise you that I am not retaining jurisdiction over the sentencing of your case. That can be done by any sitting circuit judge. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.